Okay. All right. So, welcome back to the stream. Okay. Let's check the settings here a little bit. I didn't stream yesterday. Okay. All right. So, yep, looks good. So, yeah, I didn't stream yesterday. I wanted to. I don't know. I feel like I want to do. Get back to some of my older stuff. Just wait for this first person to go. This guy always annoys me. It may be me, but I wouldn't put it past someone just to stay for 10 seconds just to get the timing out of the way. Square root of minus 1, that is I, is it not? I believe it is I. I can't really tell because you see, as soon as I do a refresh, it's only after like a minute that I'll know this first user is not me. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look where we were at anyway last time. Is that an unusual background with the extreme hills in the background? It looks a bit unusual. Okay. Let's go back. So looking good. Yeah, it's really smooth at the moment. Yeah, I mean there's a little bit of a problem, but not really. It's so like this is the smoothest I've ever got it. We can always adjust it a little bit, but I'm not too fussed about that at the moment. What I'd like to do today is just look a little bit about how we're going to use the scoreboard functionality. I've got some footage. Just going to watch some of my older videos on the stream and then try and. There's only really one video that I want to watch, and I've watched it. I've done this before, but I'd like to. I mean, the most important is it's just basically setting up a scoreboard. I'd like to have a way that I can set up a scoreboard and just see what's going on with it each day, not each day. What am I talking about? Just see what's going on with it, basically. Yeah, I don't know how else to put it, really. Yeah. It's interesting. Dynamics. I've had a few good videos this year. I'm just looking through my old videos. I had dynamic surroundings. That's currently on 2,758 views. That one went pretty well. Extra alchemy is only on 261. Could have done with more views than that. Would have been nice. Construct armor is only on 160 though. So multiple mobs in one command is 2,080. But yeah, I mean that was why I moved over to I did Apotheosis because I know the right. The problem is I don't know exactly which mods will be popular in 6 months' time. I can guess. But oh yeah, Nature's Aura, that was the one I did. I remember it now. Okay, so I've got this video that I've got called Entity Counting, and it's there's a few things I would like to check on. Basically, one is what I'm going to do today. I also want to check the clone command, some of the filter and
Okay, so here we have the question.
Right, yeah, that's what I did. So I have this video called Entity Counting. If you want to follow along with it, you can. This is the video link. So, just going to watch it and we're going to set things up a little bit. We're going to try and, basically, I'd like to have various different things. Let's just get a little platform here and see what we can pull off. I really like this light grey terracotta. The thing is, I know it's pointless now because everything's changed in 1.14. The problem with 1.14 is it doesn't quite feel like Minecraft in the same way with the new textures, because they really have changed it quite a lot. They put in also the fact that like the wither is now the bedrock wither as well. And I assume that the Ender Dragon is the same. That may be people. I don't think people have really realised that yet. That a lot of stuff from Bedrock is just getting put into Java. You know, in a quite a like. It doesn't say it on the wiki. It will eventually get updated, but I don't know if that was a conscious decision to not mention that a lot of these Bedrock things are getting basically put into Java, and that Java is becoming less. It's becoming more. Basically, Java is very slowly and sort of carefully becoming more like Bedrock, which is, I don't know. It seems not great, to be honest. I'm going to set up this something which I've already done, but yeah, that should be big enough. So this is a plan I've had for a long time. If I'm looking at the video from November last year, and it was this actually it must have been the time when I actually thought of this idea. Let's just watch this video and see how we go.
Skewer. Okay, so let's try and do this quest then with command blocks. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off by doing a scoreboard objective. So we're going to add this and we're going to call it donkeys, and it's going to be a dummy objective. And that way we can link it to a player.
Okay. Let me get some signs up. I want to be able to do this again and again without watching the video each time, because it's got a bit annoying after a while. Scoreboard. So I'm just going to write the syntax just so I've got it.
Okay, so this is actually something I don't know if I've actually done yet, but okay, but we do the same thing with this. Not that. So we'll set display on the sidebar.
I'm not going to put the sidebar bit in because that is actually not necessary. It's actually more confusing than anything because it's not actually, that's just a visual thing. So we'll leave that bit out for now.
And we'll put our new objective in there. Okay, so the next thing we need to do then is we need to create a fake player name that we can link to this. So the way to do that is...
So I guess the thing to do there... Right, like that, right? Are you alright, Chris? Yeah, sorry. I'm watching one of my old videos. Yeah, sorry. I'm not ignoring you, Chris. Sorry about that. I can't look at the screen every minute. I've only got 2 screens, so I have to. I could actually put it in halfway. I could actually see what you're typing, what you're saying. Um, yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty good, dude. I'm pretty good. All right. So that's the way you do that. In chat, add a new objective. I'm just yeah. If you enjoy watching this, I'm going to be focusing on this for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then I will be able to focus on the chat in a minute. Oh, what have I done here? Damn it.
Okay, so here we have the question. Okay, so the next thing we need to do then is we need to create a fake player name that we can link to this.
Okay.
So the way to do that is you do scoreboard players, and we'll set the player, and we'll call this player retrieved, and we'll set the
Okay. Scoreboard players. Set. I think it's I think it's 1 here, right?
the value of the donkey's objective to 0.
Oh no. There you go. Okay, so this is basically a declare and initialize. Right. Why does it keep on doing? Oh, anyway, don't worry. Okay. Let's see where we've got to. I want to really get this completely on. So I never have to do this again. So I really want to be able to do it.
Do things where I'm a bit more exact with the area. Is we need. Okay. So you can see, there we go. Okay, the next thing we need to do then is we need to sort of to work in this area, or well, it's not going to be exactly this. To be honest, I will do things where I'm a bit more exact with the area, but I just want to kind of get this fundamentally done. So we'll do an execute command,
Right.
and we'll do @e, and then there's going to be type equals donkey, and we'll put a radius. I'm just going to go for a radius of 10, even though it's not exact. There are better ways to exactly specify that, but I'm not going to do them quite yet. Okay, and then we can do a scoreboard players add. So we'll add retrieved players, and so yeah, so we need to basically put those 2 in there like that. And what that should do now, retrieved players.
Okay. This is an interesting thing as well, because I don't really understand the rules for like being able to. But we'll just put this here because then we'll actually be able to fit it in. It's a bit sloppy, but there's nothing really much I can do there. I sort of know that there's no gap there.
Okay. And then we can do a scoreboard players add. So we'll add retrieved players. And so yeah, so we need to basically put those two in there like that.
Okay. I think that might be it. Yeah, I don't need to obviously put the first slash in there. I don't know why I don't know what the rules are with like when you have to put the slashes in.
And what that should do now is, so let's have a look. So say we've got one donkey in here. Let's have a look, see what happens. So you can see it says score donkeys per player retrieved to 1. Okay, but there's actually something more interesting that happens as well, which is why I actually had the one pro one in the first place. No, I remember. I just turned it off for the video, but then I realised actually I do need it. Okay, so you can see, if we press this,
I think that's basically it.
and we put the comparator output on it, you can see it's got a power of 1. So what this means essentially is that this sheep asked for 4, right? So what we can do is we go 2, 3, 4, and now we'll be able to set to 4, and that will put us 4, 3, 2, 1. And then what, of course, we can do is, I think there's like something about the way they're facing the command blocks. I'm still not into that. So then we can simply do
Still
something
not
like
into it now.
TP at P. Let's turn that back on actually, now I think about it. So we can
this is
do
basically
TP
pointless.
at P.
Okay, that's
Just
basically
put-
it. Okay, so let's make sure we've got this sorted. So we won't do, we're going to do something different. Let's do, we'll do sheep, right? I would like to just do an objectives list. Okay, good. We've got none so far. Let's do a. I want to have like a little command center sort of thing, where I can see each of them on this. Because obviously you can only do one command on the sidebar at once, right? Let's try this. We'll just do it on the edge. So I want to basically have like I guess you can't do it like that though, right? So we'll do this objective. We'll add sheep. Something weird happens. What has happened there? I feel like this has happened before. Oh yeah, that's right. Because of the amount of objectives there are or something. Why is this so? Why when I press tab here does something bad happen? That is so weird. You can't seem to scroll through this. It must be such a huge set of values. Each time I press tab, it's like taking like 10 seconds just to move to the next one. Well, whatever. And we'll do sheep. I guess we can see like nothing on B. Death count and dummy there. Nothing on E. A food objective. What is a food objective? Health objective. Killed by team objective. Level. It still doesn't make much sense why this is such a. There must be one which is like a really bad letter or something. It's S, isn't it? Yeah, it's in the stats. There's so many stats, right? So what if I do stat.a? Animals bred, armor cleaned, aviate 1 centimeter. So this is a good way to actually see like all the different objectives. What are those first ones? Banner cleaned, beacon interaction, boat 1 centimeter. That's kind of interesting, actually. Yeah, stuff which has got stat.craft is going to also be super slow to work. Okay. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Don't think you've got illusion there. That is an interesting one because I remember we had someone saying about the if you could make a mob hostile. If you make the mob hostile, you would be able to track that, wouldn't you? It is interesting though. Nothing on G. Is there not a distance travelled? I bet there is, you know. What is distance travelled? Or time spent playing? Where did we get to? H, right? Hopper inspected. Item enchanted. Jump. So you can't get the kill entity, right? So that is available. Leave game. Well, that's not very useful. Yeah, the mind block one is... It could be useful. There are a lot of them which could be potentially useful. Oh, it's got nothing. Huh. So interestingly, like you could just do if you pick up the item. I don't know if you could do if you pick up the item with a special name. Maybe. Nothing on Q. Record play on that. Talk to villager. Huh. See, that might be interesting. Time since death. Time since death, I can imagine, probably is used fairly often. Walk. Okay, so we're going to add this sheet dummy objective and initialize it to 0. Can we initialize it there? Let me just check. No, you can't. What? I've already got this wrong. But I probably should have written it down. How did I get it?
Is you do score is we need to create a fake player name that we can link to this.
Oh yeah, it doesn't appear right.
We need to do then.
Yeah. So it is there, but it's just until you have the player name, it won't work, right? That's fine. All right. Let me just check that if I even initialized a value to it in the very first instance.
Well, that way we can link it to a player. Okay. So this is actually something I don't know if I've actually done yet.
Okay, I didn't. Let's start again. Okay. Okay. Yes. Because this was the point, right, when I did this. This is the one I did here. Players set retrieved. Donkey. Okay. So this was players. We'll call it captured. We'll set it to 0. Now we can put the sidebar on, right? So let's do a little thing here. Set display shape. You want to work this time? How did I get it?
But okay, but we do the same thing with this. Is you do scoreboard, set the player, and we call this player retrieve. Set objective to 0. Okay. So you can see, there we go. Okay, the next, so you can see, there we go.
Man, this is not going well. But I've just initialized it to 0. Okay, I think I was worried about that for a minute. How do you remove? Can you remove set display? No, I don't want to remove the whole objective. How do you remove set display? Can I just put nothing in there? Whew. Tough today.
We'll put our new objective in there. Okay, so the next thing we
Well, I can put just another objective in there, can't I? Won't let you put a different thing in, right? So you have to create that one, otherwise it doesn't automatically exist there. Yeah, so this is the only way you can get that to actually work. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Do I actually need that one though? Because it's already there now. Can I mean, at this point I can just do this, right? Let me just try this. Wait. Players set. So why can't I put this into? But this won't work if I do it in here. Yeah, it does. Huh. Okay. No, you have to leave it in here. The thing is, you have to leave this here. I'm just thinking about the next part. How does this even work? That's what I don't get. It's a weird one, right? Execute at E, type equals sheep, radius equals 5. I really want to understand this better. Players add retrieve donkeys 1. Why can't I just put this scoreboard, this thing here? I feel like you have to... Come on. Really? So it starts at 10 and goes to 12. Let's make sure we've... This guy can not be there. I don't want to break my sign note. Clear off. So what I don't get though... This needs to be a bit bigger, to be honest. I really need to understand this better. So we're going to keep trying until we do. So it can somehow count. See that? It counts. But you see, even if I have put like multiple in here, but there's loads in here now, right? It manages to do it like really manages to do it like perfectly. So when we do it like this, let me try something. Let's just grab this. Does it have to know this information or no? Ah, interesting. So it does have to know that, otherwise it will keep on just adding it up. Right. So as soon as this guy goes back down... Just being a bit careful there. So basically you have to run this each time, right? If this was a repeating, always active guy, that's going to go to 0. Why is that? Because it always runs at every single tick. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The thing is, what's going on now? It wasn't doing this before. This must not be working properly. Weird. That's weird. I've never known. I've actually... Ah. That's told me something really interesting there. Because it's actually... I've never been able to find a difference in behaviour. And so I always thought it was pointless. It's always active. If it's always active, this says 39 at the bottom, right? So when I click it again, still says 39. No, it doesn't. Huh. So basically, when it's on always active, it won't run it again. It's like a constant thing. So the repeated button press makes no difference. It will trigger though another. It will, the other command blocks will still work though. It's an yeah. That's the thing. It's an impulse command block, so it will only ever send the signal to the next one once. That's kind of really interesting. What you can do with... Oh, no, that's not really much. Yeah, I thought that might work. But it won't run its own command again. I wonder what the point of that is. You right, Neutron? How you doing? You good? Yeah, I'm just looking at Neutron. It's something I've never noticed before. You see, I've got this scoreboard player set captured sheep 0. If you put impulse but always active, like look, this is what happens when you have needs redstone. Watch. See, every time I click it, it tells me there's 6 sheep in there, right? But if it's always active, watch what happens. It says 6, and now it says 12. So that's kind of weird. I never noticed that before. So what that means is that it only does it once. So once you put always active on an impulse, as soon as you click it, it will still trigger. Like this is like the other one, right? Where we add stuff to it. Where we do an execute and then we add. So that's kind of cool, isn't it? But anyway, we're probably not going to need that. What I'd like to do though is I'd like this number on the side to update whenever a sheep gets added, right? But it doesn't, right? I think maybe if I did repeat needs redstone. That is a good question. I'm not really sure. Normally what conditional does is you'd have to get like what conditional should do is if it's like testing to see if a command block has output true or false. But to get that to work is difficult. I can't think of an easy explanation. So I want to be able to know how many sheep are in here though at all times, right? So how do I do that? This needs to be repeating somehow. But I don't know how to do it. Yeah, I'm thinking like how are we going to do this? So captured sheep 0. Add captured sheep. I think we need to find out what the value is, and we have to somehow get the value of what's in this. We have to basically test for the value. It has to be some sort of test for command, right? So it's going to be that, right? We have to somehow do this. Something like that, right? Like to know. Yeah, but I don't want to do that, Neutron. That would work, but we've already seen that if we do a clock, it's going to make everything really slow. It's better just to have this thing, because that's like a clock anyway. It would work, but I just don't want to. It's. You need to not do that. You have to do this. You do test 4. It's something like that. I think I need to get into data tags to do this. Like, it's basically an test for an objective value, right? That's what we need to do. There's also a counter thing as well. How to test for a scoreboard objective value. Let's see what the answer is. Oh, this is how you do it. It's called a conditional. Oh man. Yeah, I might have to look at this one in my own time. This is quite hard. It's quite hard to get this to work. I'd like to just find something really easy to do. Sometimes these newer answers are actually more complex. Yeah, I need to somehow use score. Score min and score max. I think I've got it. Let's see if I can get to do this. I think it's this. Test 4 at A, and so that should include all the players. And then we do score sheep min. I think this is right. Equals 5. I think that's it. I think that's all you do. So this should just... So how many are in there at the moment? It should be outputting a signal if it's true, right? It's not... That's cool. That's cool, Neutron. Wait a minute. Is there? Let me just check something else. Scoreboard players test. Aha. This might be what I want actually. So you can do test for player. Which one did I try? We'll try them all, I guess. Test for player. Maybe you can't do it on fake players. This one says scoreboard players test. Player is captured. Objective is sheep. Not. Should it be like that? Oh, here we go. And now it's not on. Oh, we've done it. We've done it. That's a new. So you see that? That's really cool, right? So what it means, right, is you see how many are in there now? You don't even need this, basically. Because this can tell you everything about the objective. Well, actually, no, you do need it. No, do you? Yeah, you do need it. But look what happens, right? There's 5 sheep in there at the moment, right? Look what's going to happen to this. I'll bring it over so you can see. Alright, there's 5 sheep in there at the moment. 6. 7. So yeah, it's just outputting 1 signal. These are just the signs to remember how to set up an objective. This is how you set up an objective. You set up the objective like this. This is just to remind myself because I kept on having to watch my own video. Okay, so what we need to do is somehow include this. If I put this one and this one next to each other, it might actually work. Let's try putting this one. We'll just put all that. We'll copy that, and we'll have like this here. You see, that will always be running now. So look at this. I don't know if it will work. One sec. See, it's not updating though. What if I put this one in there as well? Not really. Huh. Is it just not facing the right way? It should be executing these every time, right? The problem is this needs to be the first one. Man, this is tougher than I thought. Like, this is good, but I need it to be able to read automatically without a clock, because I don't want to use a clock. Oh, that's cool. Did you watch it? Yeah. Yeah, I have to make those videos because you see what happens with those videos is that you get views for a much longer period of time. Like, I'll get views on that Apotheosis video for years. That video could end up with 2,000 views, whereas this video that I'm making now, this will never get more than about 10 views. It's forever. Whereas Apotheosis, people will search for that mod, and then the search results will be for years. So what am I going to do about this anyway? I'm happy that this works, right? But how do we get it to know that that's the... Thought that might happen, unfortunately. So this will continue increasing the value of it, right? But we don't want that to happen. We need to reset it at the same time, right? Like, what if we put it... which one was this? I wish this would be a bit more... It doesn't even run it. Like, how does it not run that? It should be resetting it. I mean, that will kind of work, won't it? I don't think you're supposed to do it like that. See, that would work. See, it does know. It can see pretty quickly. This can't be the way to do it, though. It needs to just be done once, right? I mean, I guess I could just not have any... I guess I could just do it like this, where you have to press a button. I mean, it does work very smoothly, right? I think we'll just do it like that. I think that's going to be the way to do it. It's a pretty simple way to do it. Yeah. I think this is going to work, right? And all you have to do is... It's not going... The thing is, of course it's better when stuff just happens magically. You know, it would be great if you just put the sheep in and then magically something would happen. But that involves running clocks, and it's just... I don't want to run them. And I don't really know how, anyway. So we're just going to leave it like this. Yeah, Apotheosis is quite. It's all right, but some of it didn't work. But anyway, I'm going to go off. I'm going to finish the stream now. Thanks for coming along, Neutron, today. I'll be back maybe tomorrow. I might maybe changing a bit, but we'll see. I haven't really decided completely yet. Goodbye.